Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Asylum. I am your Dungeon Master, Mondo, and we're here to play some D&D. And by we, I mean Lexi.
Hi.
Phil.
Hello.
And Bacon.
What's up, guys?
Oh, man. I hope everyone is doing well and avoiding the any sort of illness and stuff we were talking about a little bit while I was contacting my doctor. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
it's so crazy how like one day I went to the store and nobody was wearing like any PPE stuff, and then the next time I went to the store, everybody was basically wearing like hazmat suits and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, something happened. I did not get the memo.
Yeah, it's important to stay safe. Wow, I think I'm really loud on the stream.
Are you?
I don't know. I can't hear myself on the stream, but I felt like I was. I looked at the meter there, and it looks like I'm really loud. You guys say something now.
Yeah. Probably better. I'll listen to it here. Dude, we're level 2, by the way. Sick.
Yeah, I don't remember why I added that bot. Oh,
Which
you
bot?
mean like
The stream?
Yeah. You mean like your characters are level 2.
Yeah, not the.
I added that bot for a reason. I cannot remember for the life of me what that reason was. So until I remember. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, I don't know what I wanted from it.
I like your stream one, though. The stream jar is pretty good. I tweeted the stream out, and it knew.
It knew, yeah. It knew.
Kind of scary.
Oh, man. So, the Sirenscape is up if you guys are going to use the Sirenscape today.
Yeah. Have to.
And then we'll get caught up, and then we'll get started. We'll get caught up with what happened. Oh man! So what happened last time in session 1 of Asylum?
We can't remember.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, what did happen? We woke up on the beach. Can't remember who we were or what we were doing, how we got here, and then we had a pretty decent amount of time to like explore where we woke up anyway, and then we were kind of some bandits and then orc captain.
Yeah, they were called the Welcoming Party. You later found
Yeah,
out.
the welcoming party.
They were not welcoming.
And it had it all. And then we learned we got connected with Erica, I believe was her name, and she kind of told us the gist of the area we were in and how people do like pretty regularly show up on the islands with no memory of how they got there, but they've all seemingly left and never returned. So either they are dying or they're getting off the island and they can't figure out how to get back. So,
well, some of them have returned.
They're just not around.
Yeah, like there's no one here. But
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Maybe we go hunt some of these people down. And then we kind of got shown around, and then we realized that we were in like, what was it, like a ritual to like for a god kind of thing, like we were being sacrificed, sort of. What was happening? Something happened, right?
Something
like
happened,
they were
yeah.
like they like set us up. They like set us up to like try and kill us.
Yeah, the old mayor, Idlekind, he had killed some shades, I think they were called, in his home, and so they like come back to that place and haunt it once a month, every full moon, I think.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yeah, they had some visitors, people much like you, and he wanted some of their stuff, and so he killed them. And yeah, now their shades appear every full moon, and they kill people.
But not us.
Nope, not you. So the village holds a lottery. The village of Wallemeyer? It's here. Yeah, Wallenmeyer, yeah. They hold a lottery, and one of their residents needs to go to the house. Because if they don't, like, these people come to the village and just start killing people. And these people aren't as strong as you guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes when there is a visitor from out of town, they will have them stay at the house. And that's exactly what Erica did. She went and found you guys because her young sister Judith, who doesn't talk and has like some issues and stuff, was chosen to go to the house. So, however, she felt really terrible about this, even though she thought like you guys could handle yourself, and she did come to like make sure you guys were up, and she threw some rocks through the windows. You guys probably would have been fine even without the rocks through the windows, but who knows? Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she felt terrible about it. And she was just crying and sobbing, and you guys let her go home, which was really nice of you. You could have just... No, what else were you going to do? You couldn't have... Well, you could have, but you shouldn't have done anything bad to her. Poor girl. Yeah, and then you guys made it to second level.
Yeah.
Woo.
And yeah, it is now morning. Like nothing else has bothered you throughout the night. And it is morning. What would you guys like to do?
This is a good question.
Lucian will look at the others and say, we probably need equipment for our journey. We should probably head to this store, get what we need.
Where are we going?
I believe there was a general store in town.
Well, I mean, where are we traveling to?
Believe we were traveling to... What was that one place with that major town that everyone kept mentioning?
Elisode?
Yeah, Elisode. Yes.
Yes.
Mm,
We should probably travel there.
right. Yeah. Might as well.
All right, so you guys are heading back to Wallenmeyer.
Yeah, Wallum.
While we're walking back there, would it be at all possible for me to like, I don't know, make a religion check about the god they said that was like protective of this area behind this town to see if like I know anything about her or anything?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
Yela?
yeah. Yela, yep.
Okay.
You are absolutely not familiar with a god named Yela.
All right.
But with that role, I mean, like you're just like if there was a Yela out, if I had ever heard of a Yela, I would know it.
I would know it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would know if I had heard of a Yela, probably, as long as it wasn't part of my like forgotten memories. But
All right. I just wanted to see if anything would come of it.
so you guys get to town. Things seem a little on the busy side. People are, it looks like they're setting up like market type stuff. As you're approaching, Erica approaches you with three other people. One of them looks like a little Erica, so this is probably her sister Judith, would be a safe assumption. And a couple of older folks. They all look really nervous, except for the little girl. She's just looking at you guys. Erica looks like she hasn't gotten any sleep, and she's probably been crying all night. And I can't remember the parents' names. Luckily, I wrote them down.
John and Lila.
In some notes, yes, John and Lila. Oh, you see the handout?
Yeah.
Named NPCs of varying importance. Hello. So awkward. I'm John Landry. My wife Lila. We know you've met our daughter Erica, and this is our daughter Judith.
I would say it's a pleasure to meet you, but considering the circumstance,
We completely understand, and I'm glad you've survived. I don't really know what to say, but I mean, we'd like to offer you everything we have. It isn't much, and the Lila, the mother, she's got like a big hanky, like tied up, and she just she offers it to you, and she starts crying. This is all we have, but it's we want you to take it. It's like a bunch of cookies. No, I'm kidding. Looks like a little over 120 copper pieces, a good handful of silver, a few gold, and 2 wedding bands.
Can I? Are they wearing? Are they wearing their wedding bands?
They are not wearing wedding bands, and their tanned hands definitely show that they used to. Also, I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you just left town, left the village completely. But if you are going to stay for any amount of time, I mean, you're more than welcome to stay in our home. I don't know what to say, and I'm just completely ashamed. You notice other villagers have started approaching, just kind of watching. All of them look like they're a little ashamed of themselves. But they also look like, they want to make sure that there's not going to be any trouble. I mean, even though they probably feel like maybe they deserve some trouble, at the same time, it's
Lucian will give them a bit of a glare, and he'll say, "You ought to be ashamed from what you did. If you needed our help, you could have asked. Instead, you deceived us and threw us into a situation that we were ill prepared to."
We're not allowed to speak of it. I know what Erica did last night, and I'm a little scared for her eventual fate. I mean, I don't know if anything will happen. I mean, she didn't speak of it, so I don't know. But no, you're right though. We are ashamed, and I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, if you are sorry, then you can help us. We need supplies because we are indeed leaving this village. Could you talk to the general store owner for us so that we can get weapons and food and things of that nature for our journey?
The mayor and a few more villagers come up. Again, all looking a little ashamed. And the mayor is like, yes, we've already spoken with Red Bartlett. We are sorry. We are all very sorry and ashamed for what we have done. We only seek to help, to protect the helpless individuals in our village. If the house is empty, it's always the most defenseless that are killed here when the shades come. Red Bartlett will outfit you with whatever you need. And again, if if you wish to stay another day or two, you can also take my house.
Mayor, can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Is there no defense for this village at all? No militia, no.
Just our villagers. I mean, we have many strong men. They have pitchforks. There's a few weapons, but I mean, against these shades, they set in this paralyzing fear, and many of even our strongest villagers have succumbed to them.
Sure.
But as far as like a militia or anything, I mean, no. We're aside from this, I mean, we're pretty well. We don't get a lot of trouble here. Aside from this, this is our.
You said there was a witch in town, didn't you? Have she ever tried to look at this? Why there are so many shades that appear in that building?
She can tell you more, but I mean, it's because Idlekind. He welcomed those people into his home and he killed them, and then he left and left us with this curse.
The great mayor.
You notice as you're talking to the mayor and such, there is a ship with a sail. It's like it's parked at one of the docks, not parked, docked at one of the docks.
Yeah.
And there is another boat. This one seems like it's a barge with like a large square sail, pulling in as well.
Mayor, where did those ships come from?
Oh, it's these are traders. They probably would have. They've probably waded upriver. I mean, they don't come the night of the full moon.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so we've been expecting them. There's 2 ships have come to trade today, and we're expecting a wagons from Greywater.
Mayor.
Yes.
Idlekind's wife and children, they died, right?
Yes, they were the first killed after Idlekind's betrayal of his guests.
Just out of curiosity, where were they buried?
They were buried in the village cemetery.
Okay. Thank you.
So as I said, yes, Red Bartlett will outfit you with whatever he can. Again, I mean, it's obviously the very least that we can do.
Good. Lucian will start heading towards the general store.
I'll stop him a little bit and just say, Lucian, I think we should give those rings back. We can keep the rest, but we should give those 2 back.
What does it matter to you?
Well, I think that signifies something more significant than what's happened. Sure, it was shitty. They feel bad enough, but I don't think that we should take that.
You do realize that these rings could help us in whatever town we're in. We can sell them off and use them.
I do.
Barter for goods.
I realize that.
and you'd rather just give them back to these people who betrayed us?
I think what they paid us is too much. We're alive.
Barely. You didn't realize I almost died last night.
Lucian, if you really want to keep the ring, or you want some compensation in return, I'll buy them from you. How much do you want for them?
Lucian sighs and he says, "Fine," and he tosses the rings back to the couple. Like, he throws it onto the floor in front of them, sort of like disrespectfully, and he says, "If you're so adamant about them, they can have them back."
I know that probably wasn't easy, so...
They start, the Landrys start crying. Judith has picked up the rings, and she hands them back to her parents.
Yeah.
And she smiles at she smiles at Bellamy and rocks, but when she looks at Lucian, she kind of just like hides behind her mother's skirt.
I'll just kind of give him a small bow and walk away with
And once they walk away, can I like slip Judith maybe like 3 gold pieces just cuz?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she
And then
smiles
I'll
up at you.
run and catch up with them.
Mm-hmm. And she takes the 3 gold and she smiles at you again. Okay.
Lucian. I know that was tough, but I appreciate it. We'll find a way to
Yes.
make more money.
It'd be smart to not trust anybody but ourselves.
I
comes
didn't say
down
I trusted them.
If you don't trust them, I don't see a reason why we should be giving them anything in return. But
It has nothing to do with trust and has everything to do with what those rings signify.
Lucian sort of just rolls his eyes and he says, "Let's just leave it there." And then he continues on towards the general store.
Fair enough.
Okay. So as you're walking towards the general store, again, you see these people are setting up for some sort of, they're setting up like market stalls and such, and getting ready for a day of trade. Wagons are coming in from the west, being led by oxen, three wagons. As you pass Auntie Talitha's place, she is sitting outside and she is smoking a long pipe, and she gives you a deep nod.
Lucian just shoots her a glare as he continues on his way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably walk away from her for right now.
I'll wave at her, and then I'll like just keep going with the group.
Okay. Okay, so you guys arrive at Red Bartlett's general store. He's got like a number of people milling, well, not milling about. They are like, actively like setting things up again. It's a big trade day. And he sheepishly smiles at the 3 of you. And he's like, "Hello."
Lucian will look at him and say, "I'm looking for a hand crossbow. Do you have one?"
No, I don't have a hand crossbow. I have a number of longbows. I have some light crossbows. I mean, we don't normally deal with weapons, more for hunting and things of that nature. But perhaps the dwarves may have one. They've just pulled in, and they often bring weapons to trade. I mean, I'll give you what I have here, like light crossbows. I have these short bows and long bows. Some of them are made of weirwood. Obviously, those are the best, and I would gladly give you each one. Should you each want one? I have all sorts of equipment and supplies. I do have some daggers and knives. If you need to further arm yourselves as well. Again, most of our weapons are for hunting purposes or building. So, but whatever you need that I have is obviously.
Arrows, probably, just for a bow.
Yes, absolutely, arrows. Yes. He gets a quiver of arrows and sets them down on the counter.
Yeah, bolts.
Yes. Sets down a case of crossbow bolts.
How about rations? Do you have any rations?
Absolutely. Yes, we have rations. How many do you require?
Well, how many do you have?
I don't know. I've never had to count my rations before. Let me count my rations.
One.
I currently have just under 100 days worth of rations.
Lucian turns to the others and looks to them and says, "How many do you think we need for our journey?"
Well, I suppose it depends on if we want to try and hitch a ride on those ships. Maybe we don't need as many. They got a port somewhere. Seems like they would make their way back to the city eventually, right? What was the name of the city?
Elisad.
And we're dealing with Red, right?
Yes, you're currently talking with Red Bartlett.
Red, do those ships dock primarily out of the big city?
I know that the Last Promise travels as far as Elisad. That's the more proper looking ship. It's captained by Iladon Maystar. He travels all over, but I know he goes as far as Elisad. The other one, that trade barge with the large square sail, that's the half tankard. He does not. He doesn't travel that way. He'll probably head back to the Red Straits, towards his own area.
Mm. Do you know the walk from here to Elisad?
It's about 60 miles or so, somewhere between 40 and 60 miles, I would say. So
yeah,
I'd say three or 4 days on foot through the area. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to go alone, to be sure. Between the Bone Savages and just other.
What's that? Whoa, what's that?
Who?
The Bone Savages. They're strange folk.
They sound strange.
They don't bother us, the villagers here from Wallowmire, at least not in this region. But they do live in Yela's Gift. Some say that they worship the obelisk that can be found in the Gift, and perhaps they know that Yela has gifted this bamboo to us, and they're afraid of afraid of incurring her wrath. I'm not sure, but I'm not even sure how they know who belongs and who doesn't. Maybe they keep an eye on us, or maybe it's just he kind of gestures at your clothes, like, maybe it's just the clothes.
They attack. They attack people.
Yeah, they've attacked other travelers before. I mean, usually not like people in large numbers. Like they'd never attack one of the caravans, for instance. The caravans are usually fairly well guarded. The folk from Greywater. If sometimes if the folk from Greywater are caught like unawares, though, like out on the road, like if they're just traveling, not far. I mean,
is Greywater along the way to Elliston? Would we make our way there first?
If you were to take the road, yes. I mean, there's the road which takes you west along the coast and then up through between Yela's Gift and the swamps. Greywater is along the way, and then just further up the road would be Elisad. There are also paths through Yela's Gift. I mean, I wouldn't recommend traveling alone through the Gift.
Well, I think we'd probably need at least a week's rations each.
He nods and says, "Then how about you give us 10 rations each?"
Absolutely. Boy, come get these fine folk 10 rations each.
And do you have any clothing to make us look as if we belong here?
Absolutely. You need you need clothes. Yes. I have these. These are and he sets out some some different types of clothes. He's like, these are good for traveling. These are good for farm and working. And here are some finer clothes. I mean, they're not like noble fine, but they're you'd wear to for a holiday dinner party or to church.
I don't think we're gonna.
We'll pick out the traveler's clothes, and then he'll probably grab a few garments of the fine clothing, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really like that fine. Definitely, it's like it's like what a farmer would wear to church.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if Rox would take it. I think he's probably pretty set on what he's wearing. Trying to think if he needs anything else. Do you have water skins?
Yes, absolutely. Water skins. Boy! Water skins.
Healing potions.
Yeah.
Potions would probably be great, but you have those, Red?
No, but Auntie Talitha may have things of that nature.
See. And which dwarf was it that you said might have a hand crossbow?
Captain Deepbuckle. He's the captain of the half tankard. You'll know him. He's got a bright blue beard, shocking red hair, and he's very tan and weathered. His skin's very leathery. You can't miss him. He's not your average looking dwarf, to be sure.
Lucian nods, and then he takes his stuff and he heads over to find the captain.
Yeah, I'd probably take like two water skins, so I'd have 3 total.
Mm-hmm.
I'd thank him and.
Yeah, I'll just follow. I don't want anything from him.
Okay. So you guys get down towards the docks. Yeah, so you see like the two ships that are there. One of them is more of a sloop-looking kind of ship. Not something you'd normally think of to see on a river, but it looks like it doesn't run too deep. It can probably handle itself fairly well as long as the water is deep enough. And then there's the and it says like the last promise like across the bow. And then yeah, there's like this trade barge called the Half Tankard. The other dwarves on board are like, they're lowering the square sail. They're starting to roll goods off onto the dock. And you see the dwarf he spoke of. Yeah, this dwarf looks like he's seen a lot of time in the sun. He's very leathery. He looks like someone who retired to Florida early. But he's got the blue beard, the red hair. The other dwarves are, they just look more or less average, although they all seem to have spent a lot of time in the sun. Just not as much, maybe, as this deep buckle guy. And he is speaking with another man, a human, who definitely has the air of some sort of ship's captain, especially by the way he's like occasionally stopping in his conversation to bark orders at the people taking stuff off the other boat.
Lucian will walk over to Captain Deepbuckle and yell over, Captain Deepbuckle, is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Oh, what do we have here? 3 more seekers, I bet, wouldn't you say, Maystar? And the human captain just kind of like just nods and smiles at you guys.
I hear you might be in possession of a hand crossbow.
We deal with some weapons, yeah. It's you're looking for a hand crossbow.
I am. Would you happen to be willing to trade for it?
Yeah, of course, that's why I'm here. If I have a hand crossbow, I'd be willing to trade. What do you before I send one of my boys looking for a hand crossbow? What do you have? What do you have to trade with?
Well, I happen to have this light crossbow, and he'll hold up the light crossbow. He says, "It's pretty hefty, and it can do some damage in a real battle."
Ah, sure. Any crossbow will do damage in a battle, I would say, unless it was broken or just crap. But let's take a look at this crossbow of yours.
Lucian will hand it to him.
Oh no, I need to sign into D&D Beyond. Oh, can everybody see their tokens? If I on that first page we were on. If I switch it back there, can everybody see each other's tokens, like your own tokens and?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
No.
I can see each other's.
Okay.
Token.
You may need to clear your caches. Roll 20. Pump some bad data or something somewhere, and the tokens have been disappearing where you cannot see them.
Interesting.
Yeah. Right now the fix is to clear your cache.
All right, well, let's do it.
Yeah, I just did it shortly ago. I probably should have said something in the Discord, because I was trying to move like one of your tokens to a different page, and it wasn't showing up. And I was just like, "Oh, is this still happening?" Because it was happening on Sunday. Nobody could see my character, And I was like, I'm right here. I'm pinging him. And everybody's like, nope, there's nobody there. There's no one home. So anyway, yeah, after I cleared my cache, now I got to log back into everything that I normally automatically log into. Like to find out stuff about crossbows.
Huh. I cleared it, but I still don't see it.
You might need to refresh after you clear your cache. Yeah, so the light crossbow would be it's a good crossbow. I give you full value for it in trade with the hand crossbow, but I mean, I'd still need something else. It's not quite an even trade. I mean, a light crossbow is you know, it's a fine weapon to be sure, but it's not as intricate or finely designed and tuned as a hand crossbow. So what else might you have to trade?
I also have this. He pulls out leather armor. This leather armor.
Leather armor. Leather armor. I mean, I could give you. I could take another like 5 gold pieces worth of value off the hand crossbow for that leather armor, but
Still not enough.
still not enough. No, not for a hand crossbow, sir.
And how much is a hand crossbow worth here?
Should you go to buy one like in El Asad or you know somewhere where they sell such thing, 75 gold coin it'd be worth. I mean, your light crossbow you could probably get one for 25 coin. And again, I'm willing to give you the full value for that, but
Is there any way we can bring that price lower, perhaps? I haven't seen this hand crossbow. How do I know it's of full value?
I haven't seen it either. I mean, like before I sent one of my men to go look for it, I figured I'd see how serious you were about purchasing one. So you seem to be pretty serious. Hand crossbow. Dunley! Go see if we have a hand crossbow in the stars. And another dwarf just kind of nods and he just goes running off back onto the ship. Goes below deck. So, I mean, what else might you have to trade if Dunley comes back with the hand crossbow?
Lucian will sort through his bag and then he'll pull out a.
How much gold are we missing right now?
Currently, you're missing about 45 gold.
Yeah. Damn.
45 more gold pieces to purchase a hand crossbow. Dunley comes running out of the ship like after a couple of moments. He's got one like, you know, he's holding it up like almost like he's a charging into combat with a hand crossbow. Like he's a cop on the prowl. Yeah, it looks like Dunley found a hand crossbow.
Do you mind if I inspect it?
Do I mind if you inspect it? Of course not. Go ahead and inspect the hand crossbow.
Lucian will pick it up and then he'll start inspecting it. And as he's inspecting it, he's going to be casting a minor illusion on it to make minor like scratches and dinks here and there on it and like cracks and stuff. And then he's going to like look at it and he says, he's gonna look a little disappointed and says, you know, I was looking for something in better quality than this, but you know, I I am desperate for a hand crossbow. I I'm willing to buy this off of you, but for 75, that is much too much for this hand crossbow.
He
does-
takes a look at it, and he's like, I don't know about that. Maybe you want to give me a deception check along with that. And what is your DC for your spell save DC? I know it's pretty high.
DC is 15, and I will throw my deception. No.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is odd, because I tell you, the splits I'm looking at here, I mean, this is weirwood. It doesn't quite split like that.
Well, you never know what happens during the travels. You know, salt gets in there, it expands. Who knows?
Not with weirwood. Not with weirwood. It doesn't rot. It doesn't split. That's why it makes the best weapons. I mean, but I tell you, it's,
Well,
I mean, perhaps the person who had it before was a little unkind to it. I'm not sure about those cracks, but some of the scratches and dings, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I suppose I could knock 10 gold pieces off the price.
10. How about 15?
I think 10 would be as low as I'd be willing to knock that down.
All right. So we are off by what, 30 gold now?
Yeah, you're off by 30 gold.
oof.
Lucian will pull out an empty chest that he's been carrying in his bag, and he'll pull it out and say, "This is a fine chest. It belongs to a grand noble, and it fetch a pretty penny on the market."
A grand noble.
Yes.
That's like the parent of a noble's parent, right?
In a way. Someone very important.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably not too important here, or she. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll take this fine chest you're trying to pawn off on me, and if you want to help, Dunley unload the rest of the barrels, and some of that limestone and salt. Put in a good 40 minutes work. The hand crossbow's yours with the rest of the trade.
That sounds like a deal. Lucian will shake his hand.
He takes it.
And then Lucian will take the hand crossbow and hand them the leather armor, the chest, and the light crossbow.
He gives that stuff to another dwarf to go load back onto the ship.
While he's doing that, I'll just ask the two captains, be like, "Are either of you guys? Where are you guys headed after this?" I guess I should ask.
I'm headed back to the Red Straits. Back to Galenor.
And Maystar?
I'll be heading back to Elisad, and drop off whatever it is I traded here, and then who knows? We'll see where I head next.
Do you have
So,
room?
you're how long have the three of you been here?
Got here.
I mean, not in the village, but
Just got here.
just got here.
The answer's the same. Woke up yesterday.
Excellent. Seekers.
Seekers?
Seekers. Yeah, that's what they call us. They call us seekers because, you know, trying to remember who we are, trying to remember where we're from, trying to remember how to get home. Yeah,
Clever.
seekers.
You have any suggestions for us?
Uh, just do your best to survive until you get the hang of this place. Is really the best advice I can give you. That and I definitely wouldn't sail west.
Why is that?
Yeah. I've tried it, and let's just say it didn't work out too well.
Don't you have to sail west to get to the Red Straits?
Oh, I mean west away from Asylum here. That's what the Seekers call it. That's what we call it. We call it Asylum. Not sure quite why. It's
I can imagine why.
started years and years ago. No one's really sure if when they started calling it Asylum, it's because we've been granted asylum, or if we've been placed in an asylum. It's hard to say.
I don't know which one I'd say.
Indeed.
Anyway, we can get a ride to, I guess, we're trying to get to Ellis.
Yeah, if you're trying to get to Elisad, I mean, we'll be leaving in the morning. If you'd, I suppose we could give you a lift.
I looked to the other, well, I guess I would look to Bellamy if Lucian's already starting to unpack stuff, but whoever's with me, and it beats walking.
I mean, of course, you'd need to work for your travel. Just loading up whatever cargo we wind up trading, and
Sure.
I don't know if any of you are sailors, or if you remember how to sail. So
Can sail.
I mean, I wouldn't expect you to do, I wouldn't expect you to operate the boat or anything. I mean, we got a pretty good handle on that.
I can if need be, but what's the typical time to get back? Day? 2 days?
Heading upstream, it'd probably take us about 3 days to reach
You ever have any trouble?
Elisad. Typically, no. The bone savages pretty much stay away from the Shar. Most of the water creatures tend to leave us alone as well. But occasionally there's trouble. Nothing we can't handle typically.
Sure. When do you leave? Tomorrow morning?
Yeah, late tomorrow morning. We'll probably say our goodbyes in the morning. And
Sure. Where can we find you tonight if we I'll have to talk to everybody else to make sure this is something they want to do?
I'll be on board. I'll be on board the boat. It's this is they don't have a proper inn here or anything.
Yeah,
So,
we noticed that.
Yeah, we sleep on the boat.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. I'll try and find you later.
Fantastic. Yeah, maybe we can talk a bit about this whole
Yeah, I like that.
this whole messy place.
Yeah. Would be nice to get another outsider's opinion on it.
The guy who was leading the caravan is like walking over, and he's just like, Maystar, good to see you. And he's like, hey, Reeve, good to see you as well. Excuse me, sir. Need to talk to my friend here.
Sure. Good day.
Good day.
Well, Bellamy, what do you think?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a lot to ask for, to just trade some manual labor and
That was my
find our way
thoughts.
there.
It's either trade manual labor to ride a boat or trade manual labor with our legs and walk.
Very true. I'm gonna vote for the vote then.
I think I would too. Well, we could talk to Lucian once he's done paying his price. Is there anything that you wanted to do?
I want to go and talk to Auntie Talia and see if, or Thalia, whichever, see if she has any healing potions or anything of that nature.
Sure, that makes sense. Would you like company, or did you want to go alone?
Sure. I'd love company.
Give me just 1 second before you go talk to Auntie Talitha.
All good. While we're walking that way, I'll say, so last night, or yesterday, I guess, while we were looking through Idlekind's house, I kind of did a detect magic type spell. And while I was looking, I kind of got like a really faint sense of something.
Sense of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you were picking up on the shades, or do you think it was something different?
I don't know. It was like really faint, but it was transmutation, so it could be. I just thought I should tell someone. Kind of felt bad about not saying anything, and then we got attacked, but...
Oh. I suppose it could be the shades, but it could also be changing... Wonder if something there is fake?
It could be. I don't know. I just thought I should tell someone.
No, I appreciate that. This place is full of mysteries.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, do we want to be around here to solve them?
All right, so you guys are heading to Auntie Talitha?
Yes.
She's still sitting outside smoking, and she gestures at a couple other chairs like that she's got like on the side of the house. Please sit. Go ahead. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Yeah, take a seat.
So, glad to see you survived your experience with the Shades.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up, by the way.
Unfortunately, I couldn't give you one as much as I would have liked to.
It's alright. You wouldn't happen to have any, like, healing potion, would you?
I would, actually. I've prepared a few for this eventuality. I figured it was the least I could do if you would survive. I'd have a few ready for you. I know that the mayor has asked Red Bartlett to provide you with any provisions you need, and I figured I would do pretty much the same.
Sorry.
If you'd like to come inside, I can set you up.
That's appreciated, thanks.
She gets up and just kind of like cracks her back, cracks her neck, and just like starts like hobbling like into her place.
Forward.
Yep.
She goes to a table where she's got like some small like pewter flasks with like a large mouth, and she sets down 6 of them. Here you are, 2 for each of you. I would have given you more if I had more time to pull them together, but this is what I have.
That's plenty, thank you.
You're welcome. So now that you know what Idlekind has cursed us with. I know that you're seekers. I mean, we had this discussion. I read the bones for you. I may have some information that might help you, which I am willing to trade if you bring Idlekind back to the village alive.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked this before of other seekers who've come and survived, and nobody's returned with him. Not yet. I don't know if they just didn't care, if they met some other end, or maybe they just couldn't find the bastard. Maybe he's not even in Elisad anymore, although the bones tell me he is. But I have a feeling that were I to get him back into his house on the night of a full moon, it would put an end to this whole wretched mess.
Assuming he gets killed.
Oh, I'd make sure.
Hmm.
The biggest problem is getting him back here.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was
How many people have you?
chained up, laid out on the floor, staked out, I don't think the Shades would matter what sort of shape he was in. I don't think they'd care if he could defend themselves. Obviously, he attacked them when they weren't able to defend themselves. And I believe this would put an end to this whole Shade business once they get their revenge.
How many people have been sent to try to get him?
I've asked 4 other groups of seekers over the past couple of years. Again, none of them have returned. At least, not with Idlekind. Well, they haven't returned at all. So, I mean, I understand most of them may have left with a sour taste in their mouth for this village, and I can't say I blame them.
How many of the seekers have been put in the same situation we've been in? Meaning, at the house.
10 times over the past few years since Idlekind left, since we realized what we had to do. All but one group survived. I mean, I know that's not meant to set you at ease or make you feel any better about this. I'm just stating a fact. It's probably one of the reasons that Erica brought you back to town. The seekers who show up, much as you, armored, with a little more on the ball than some others, a little better equipped to handle this than, Judith, for instance.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, if we bring him back, we're going to get some information.
Information that may help you. If you bring him back, I will give you a name, a place, and a word. It might not solve your dilemma. It might not answer all of your questions, but it will definitely guide you towards what you seek.
It's a start, that's for sure. We'll have to talk to our other companion, but at least it's something.
Of course.
Would you happen to have anything else that could help us?
I do have plenty of you're some sort of spellcaster, yes?
I dabble.
If there are any components you need, I have quite a selection. I've even got some of the more rarer ones if you need something that's 50 gold pieces or less in value that that you need, like, for instance, I don't know, ivory strips or whatever. I don't know if any of your spells require gold piece value material components. Let's see what else I might have. I might have a few other doodads and gadgets and random things. And I will take a look and see what I've got.
Okay.
Let me roll a couple of bones here. I got some bones to roll. I'm looking for stuff. Yep. Oh, yeah. All right. So, I have a couple of other potions that have been left to me over the years or traded to me. I have this one is a potion of psychic resistance. Should someone try to affect your mind, this would probably come in handy. And she just kind of just like sets it on the table, like the little coffee table in front of you. Oh, I have this, can you swim?
Yeah.
I know you
Well,
can
actually.
swim. Yeah, I know you can swim. You look like a swimmer. I have this this ring was once given to me by a Triton. He said he had no need for it because he could swim very well. Apparently it helps you swim. I can drop this here on the coffee table and I don't know how useful this would be, but have you ever read a book about a young lady named Alice? You probably wouldn't remember, would you?
Don't remember much these days.
You drink this, it'd make you big. Increases your size. This is about all I have that would be of any use aside from components and such. I don't trade much in Magic. I mostly I stay here. I heal. I try to protect the villagers as much as I can. But I do have these items, and yes, please take them. They're just gathering dust. Everyone here can swim. A potion of psychic resistance probably would have come in handy once upon a time, like giving it to somebody who was going to, like, into the to fight the shades. It's too bad I didn't realize I had it before that.
Thank
We all
you.
forget
That's
things.
a lot. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
That's a lot. Would you mind if I asked you some questions? Ask, not ask.
You can
Ask you some
please,
questions.
please ask away.
We were just talking to the captains, and they mentioned some bone savages. What could you tell us about them?
Ah, the bone savages. They're wild men, madmen. They worship the obelisks. Well, at least they do here. There's an obelisk 500 feet high in Yela's Gift. It's 45 feet or so at the base, each side, 500 feet into the sky. No one knows what they're for. No one knows what they do. The Bone Savages, they seem to worship it like some sort of deity or something. I mean, they're just people. I mean, some say that they're evil creatures, beasts of some sort, but they're just people. They're just people who've probably lost their minds or just like to wear bones on their heads, and they have like a helmet made of a skull. They look through the eyes, just the upper part of the skull, mind you. They use bones. They sew bones into their armor. Cannibals, unfortunately. I mean, otherwise, you know, they just be weird. But the cannibal thing makes them dangerous.
Interesting. What could you tell me about Yela? You know?
Yela is one of the gods that created the islands. You are currently on the island of name here. Eleanor.
Sorry.
No worries. And to the east, there's another island across the Red Straits, Galenor. Yela is one of the gods that created this place, and granted our ancestors refuge, some believe. She's a deity of light. She's a deity of nature. When we first settled here, when we attempted to cultivate the bamboo, we were attacked by strange things, not just the Bone Savages, but strange creatures, twisted plant things, and all manner of monsters. This is before my time, mind you. And our ancestors begged Yela for help, and she made some sort of trade. Exactly what she traded has never been known, but since then we've been able to go into the bamboo and cultivate it. The creatures leave us alone. The Bone Savages leave us alone, which is good, because that would be, yeah, no one wants to get eaten, right? And yeah, ever since then we've considered it Yela's gift to us. And yeah, Yela's dope.
Do you think the ability to leave the island is what was traded?
What a good question that is. I honestly couldn't say. I suppose,
I'm not asking you to be right.
Yeah, I mean, again, this was before my time. I mean, legend says that, you know, we were being protected here. I don't know why anyone. I don't know why anyone who was here back then would want to leave. I understand why the Seekers want to leave. That's, you know, this isn't.
Maybe it's not so much of leaving, too. Could be finding it. You have a crop, somewhat wood, something. What is it called? Weirwood, right?
Oh, the weirwood. Yes, it grows in the weirwood grows in the swamps.
I've never heard of it before, and I suppose I wouldn't know, but it seems to be valuable.
It is. Oh, weirwood is
That's something to protect.
the wood is able to be worked and bent in ways that any other wood, the strongest wood you could think of, would easily be split
Right.
or break. The wood doesn't rot. The folk of Greywater, I mean, they cultivate the wood. They have methods for, their own methods for cultivating it and making it into whatever it is they need to make it into. I mean, it's not that they're the only ones who can work it, but they definitely seem to have a lockdown on cultivating it. So they come here to trade with not only us, but the folk who come to do other trade. Little trading center here we have. But no, weirwood is very good stuff.
Anything else special that you can think of? Anything comparable, I guess,
About weirwood?
to weirwood? No, it's different than weirwood. Maybe a different plant or something else that is grown or made here on the island. That might seem special to you.
No other natural.
No gems, jewels,
Oh no! I mean, there are probably plenty of those. I know the dwarves.
but nothing well known or potentially sought after to the degree that weirwood would be. I guess
Not
liked.
in this region. Not by these folk here. No, I mean, the weirwood is valuable. The blue salt that the dwarves bring, I mean, it's not as valuable as weirwood, but it's valuable. As is their limestone. We use it for many things. They have excellent quality limestone. They find in their desert there. But yeah, I mean the folk of Greywater. I mean they trade weirwood for the blue salt. They use it to process their crawfish. That's something else they trade.
Sure. The only reason why I mention it is, I don't know. It seems like there might be a reason to protect the island.
The island's pretty well protected from the outside, from what we understand. Perhaps Captain Maystar can tell you more about that, should you wish to speak with him further.
He definitely will be having a talk with him later.
Yeah, he may be willing to share some of his information.
Yeah, you said don't sail west.
He would know.
I would suspect. Do you know anything about sailing west?
The furthest
Stories.
west I know of is Jericho's Atoll to the west. And my direct knowledge is limited. The only other things I've heard about going further west is from Captain Maystar, and I believe that's his story to tell. I just know that
Sure.
most
We
people
can
who
cut
sail away from the island don't return. Those who do don't try it often again. The terrible things can happen once you've gone far enough. Now, I probably can and should say no more on that subject.
That's fine. So if we were, not saying that we are, but if we were to go and try to bring Idlekind back for you, and we choose to take the road, what else do we have to worry about besides the Bone Savages?
I mean, there are, there are wild beasts and creatures. I mean, it's not that like the area is not teeming with them. On your way to the heading west on your way to the North Road, I know that you would definitely wind up passing Titherius Swarth's camp. So best you not show your face to him, from what I understand. I understand you taught him quite a lesson yesterday morning, which is good. He needs to have a lesson taught to him every so often. He's a bastard.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, just a last request. If you have any powdered silver or a small mirror by chance, or either, those would greatly help also.
Yes. I absolutely have that. And she gives you however much powdered silver you need and a small mirror.
Great. Thank you. I think we should probably go and talk with our compatriot, and then we'll be back to let you know what we decide.
Wonderful.
Thank you for your help.
No need to thank me. Again, I'm sorry for the events that have transpired since you've arrived.
Appreciate it.
And she follows you out, and she sits back in her chair, and she relights her pipe. And the traders have already set stuff up, and there's people trading for, there's large stacks of like bamboo lumber being traded for some other lumber, and the dwarves are like piling like blue salt onto scales, limestone onto scales. And trading for all sorts of stuff. There are like large barrels filled with crawfish. People are pulling these crawfish out of barrels. They're large, and they're very vibrant blue, almost glowing. And a lot of trade going on. And I would say, by this time, Lucian, you've probably you've helped the dwarves unload their cargo and stuff, and as these folk as your companions are approaching, you're done working. You now have a hand crossbow, and he's thrown in 30 bolts that fit in it.
Perfect. Lucian will walk over to Bellamy and Rox, seeing them come over, and say, "Do you find anything from the witch?"
Some information.
Anything useful?
Not immediately.
I see. Did you get the healing potions?
I believe 2.
Yep. And you'll notice I put healing potions in your resources on your sheet. And under your attacks and spellcasting, there should be a nifty little button to click. Mm-hmm. That will allow you to quickly roll for the healing potion healing. And it'll remove it from your thing.
So boom. Yep. So that's rolling a... What's that roll?
It's rolling a... It keeps
2d4
breaking. It keeps breaking.
Something.
Why does it keep breaking? It is broken. 2d4. Roll over. 1. It's going to roll over a 1 one time. Oh, it closed. Hang on. I'm fixing it.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. 2d4. Roll over. It'll re-roll a 1 time.
Mhm.
It is not including your strength modifier, and it should just be +2. And that is right.
Have one.
Well, she gave you 6.
Oh, she gives.
There's
6.
2 for each.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
So you guys had me
It broke
2
again.
healing potions.
Maybe don't use the don't use the button until I figure out why it keeps like reverting. It just reverted again to like just being 2 plus your strength mod, which makes no sense. I'll figure that out some other time. It just
Yeah.
I don't know why it keeps doing that. But yeah, so 2d4 plus 2 healing potions. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so people are doing all sorts of trade. The captains and the leader of the caravan are all sitting under like a tarp, drinking and discussing things.
Well, I guess I'd tell Lucian, since he was probably packing up or like helping with the ship, I'd say if we want, we can get on Maystar's ship and help, provide help with boarding or onboarding supplies, and he'll sail us to the city. They leave tomorrow if that's our route. It will save us about a day, maybe be a little less dangerous.
Probably for the best then. I agree. We should sail away to the city.
Okay.
Is there anything else you all would like to trade for or think you need?
I've got everything that I need so far.
I think I would just have a conversation with Maystar, but that can happen later if you have something you guys would like to do. Just want to secure our...
Go ahead.
I just want to secure our spot, that's all.
I was just thinking maybe we could find somewhere probably a little bit more private and talk about everything we've found out so far and then try to make the best decision we can.
Probably
Wise.
back at the mansion, I suppose. The danger there is gone, but I don't think people go there very often.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking as well.
Let's head back.
Okay, yeah, you guys can absolutely head back there to discuss.
All right. So as we get back, I will just I will tell Lucian what I've already told Rox, which was that I kind of did a detect magic spell on this mansion while we were just looking around. And I picked up a really faint, sense of transmutation.
Transmutation. Is it around the entire house, or is there a trail going somewhere?
I don't know. I could try to recast it and see if I can glean anything more from it now. I'm not sure.
While we're here, it probably would be best to investigate.
All right. Well, before I do that, when we were talking to Auntie, Talitha. She basically, well, she asked us to go and bring back Idlekind, and in exchange, she would provide us each a name, a place, and a word.
Do you really believe she has anything of value? Perhaps she's trying to trick us again.
Well, that very much could be the case, but it's more than I have right now. I don't remember anything. So if there's a chance that this name, this place, and this word could trigger any of my memories, I'd like to take that chance. Plus, what else are we going to El Assad for?
She has a point. If we're going to El Assad, it's for specifically to find Idlekind. And we can still get information from him before, I guess, taking him back here.
Oh, that's true. There's not much to lose besides time and effort.
And as far as we know, we have nowhere to be and nothing to do besides figure out the mystery at hand. So, is it really a waste?
Do we have any other leads that might help us figure out how to get our memories back?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if it's important, but the Borealis winery keeps coming up. But I believe that's also in El Assad, so...
Good
We
point.
can investigate that.
I'm not really sure what other leads we have.
There aren't
There
much.
was mention of an obelisk that the bone people worshipped.
Yeah, the other people forgot to mention that they're also cannibals.
That's troubling, but if it is an ancient or godly magical thing, it possibly could be related to our memories.
Yeah, there's another thing that we forgot to share. Somebody in, I can't remember the names now, but somebody back a few years ago made a promise
The
or gave
ancestors
up
did.
something. The ancestors of this place, right? They made a deal, gave up something that no one knows what it was, so that they could basically use the resources in the Weirwood, etc. And ever since then, they've been able to use it, but before they couldn't. So it seems like maybe there was some form of pact made. So I don't know what that means.
This deal was made with which deity? Yela?
Yeah.
Yes.
And perhaps we should investigate anything to do with Yela as well.
I think everyone is in the understanding that Yela is a good god to follow. I think we have to try and find someone who thinks lost it.
Lead somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So at the very least, we have a plan. We will head to Illisad. We will find this man and investigate the Borealis winery. And probably we should probably take the road back here and check out the obelisk on our way, just in case.
Alright. Also, Auntie Talia gave us some things, and I'm not sure if you'd want any of them, but she gave us a potion of resistance and a ring of swimming And a potion of growth.
No one wants the ring of swimming. I could take it.
Feel free. I don't need it.
Lucian will take the ring of swimming.
I think everything else is probably good for you to hold on to, Bellamy.
Will do. I'm gonna cast ritually, detect magic again, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say this is gonna take me a little bit, so, and then I'll just prepare my stuff and then ritually cast it.
Okay.
While she's doing that, this is a study in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And did we? I can't remember. Like, I know that last or 2 weeks ago we spent time looking at stuff, and like reading books and whatnot. But there was something it was the globe in here or something.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone kind of fixated on. Was there any other journals or diaries, or because I don't know if we learned this 2 weeks ago either, that he killed his children and wife.
The Shades killed his children and wife.
Oh, the Shades. Okay.
The first time they appeared, they killed his wife and children. He killed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to think of anything that we could look at that we have it that might. I guess maybe the globe is what the transmutation. Maybe. It's the only thing that we've run into that's been like really.
Yeah. As you guys are looking around, Bellamy, you've cast detect magic again. The whole house is still radiating that faint transmutation magic.
Okay, so I'll say, it doesn't seem like there's a path or anything. It feels like the whole house is radiating it.
Well, I guess that makes it trickier to pinpoint why it's here. Transmutation can't bring shades, right? I don't know much about magic.
Where were you guys looking around while she was casting her?
I think Rox would have been in the study for the majority, because it's like 10 minutes, so that's not that long.
Yeah.
Right? Is it 10 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can probably be going over the books again.
Yeah, nothing that seems pertinent to anything. Again, mostly like children's stories, things of that nature. Let me look at your character sheet one quick second here. Lucian.
Oh.
That's all I needed. Okay.
Sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, so the whole house is radiating some sort of transmutation magic. Rocks, there's nothing there's nothing different going on in the study. Bellamy, did you take the daggers that were in that chest, or did someone? There were a couple of daggers in that.
I did. I took the daggers and the blanket, and there was something else. I'm just holding on to. I believe I asked anybody if they wanted them, but I don't think anyone said anything.
Yeah, I don't think I took one.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
If I go outside while this spell is still up, like, is it just the physical house, or like how far out away from the house do I like get this feeling of transmutation?
Um, it appears to be just the house, like maybe like, like 5 to 10 feet around it.
Okay.
You're going outside though?
Yeah, I just want to like see like if it's like a perimeter thing, like, or
Okay, so you go outside the house, and yeah, you're seeing that it's just like it seems to be the house itself. The window that had been broken the night before out in front of the house, because I'm assuming you're going out the front.
yes.
Yeah. As you're walking around the house, you notice that the window in front of the house that had been broken the night before is no longer broken.
Okay. Well, seeing that, I will go and check the window from the room that I was staying in to see if that one's also fixed.
That window is also no longer broken.
Okay, so I will go and tell the guys that the windows have been fixed. Like, they're not broken anymore, even though they had rocks through them last night.
You're saying that the house glows of transmutation magic.
Yeah.
And it's perhaps the magic that is healing the house. Or fixing it.
Could I go and touch the window where the rock went through and see if it's like solid?
Mm-hmm. It is solid. There is no glass on the floor. And when you guys had arrived here, like last night, everything had been like a little dusty, not very dusty, but a little dusty.
Mm-hmm.
The beds are made, and there's the same amount of dust on everything. It's like, like you have not slept here, like you were not here last night. It's exactly the way it was when you guys first walked in.
Okay.
Interesting.
This might be resetting itself to its previous condition, perhaps every night.
Definitely could be doing exactly that. We could test it. Move something.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's needed.
Not if we're planning on leaving with the ship in the morning.
Well, if it resets nightly, we could try.
Well, it hasn't been a night, has it, since the shades came? Has it been a night?
Not an extra night. You guys spent the rest of the night at the house and then went to
We fought them last night.
Right.
So it wouldn't have been a night for the house to reset.
So maybe it resets hourly or perhaps after we leave.
Or just like when there's damage. Because I don't think anybody checked last night to see if things were back in order. So we could lose something or break something. I think we'll still be here. Check. By morning.
I would say that you all, in the morning when you woke up, you all remembered that there was like there was still glass on the floor, like maybe like you scooped it away from like where your feet would be. But there was still glass on the floor and there were still holes in the window when you left this morning.
So it probably is an effect that happens after we leave.
It could be. Could I don't know. I'm not even going to say that. Alright.
You want to set fire to the house?
No. No, thank you.
Lucian will bring
Yeah.
that up. We can always set fire to the house.
I don't want to be followed by whatever is haunting this house, so I think just leave it be. But if you want to set fire to it, go for it.
Lucian shrugs. I don't think this matter really will help us get our memories back.
No, definitely anger the town.
Lucian nods. Well, if that is all, we should probably rest for the night and head back to the ship in the morning.
Well, while there's still time during the day, we could always go back and talk to the captain. Make sure that's really what we want to do before we set out that way and have no other choice.
Yeah, it's probably about noon. I mean, you've got plenty of time.
Okay. Then let's head back and talk to the captain.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys like head back. There's still trading going on in the village. People are like moving stuff here and there. The captains are still like underneath that canopy, just like talking and stuff. And occasionally, like someone comes over to them, like maybe to ask for permission to make like a certain type of deal, and they agree, or they say something like, no, not for that amount. Tell them twice as much, and the other ones will be like, oh, you driving my boy a hard bargain there. It's just like, well, your word's valuable, but I'm not going to give you all of my limestone for that amount, etc.
While we're outside, now that we know about the obelisk, is it possible to see it, or are the bamboo too high?
The bamboo is too high from like where you currently are. It's like too high and thick. Yeah, so you definitely don't see an obelisk from where you are.
Got it. Okay.
But the villagers are still, they seem to be a little nervous, but like they're smiling at you. They're offering you like drinks or like food like as you pass by. It's like, would you like a cup of mead? Here, have some chicken.
Sorry.
Good. Let me drag out some boys here to give you an idea what these gentlemen all look like. Where my tokens at? I mean, the villagers just look like villagers. So, aside from the blue beard part, this is pretty much what this dwarf looks like, only he looks like far more tan. Like far, far more tan. And like I said, leathery, like he spent like way too much time in Florida. This is the guy who was leading the caravan. And then this is Maestar.
And all three of those guys are kind of chilling in the same spot.
Yeah. They seem to like...
They're kind of like they're like supervising while their workers sell and trade. And
Exactly. Yeah, they're just hanging out and, like I said, occasionally like, giving guidance to the people who are making the trades and stuff. But they don't seem to be like very active in the trading themselves.
I'd probably go up to him and ask Maystar if he has a second or
Sure.
a few minutes.
Yeah, as you approach, they are talking. They're just like the caravan leader guy. He is telling Maystar. He's just like, yeah, I saw two of the stone men. They've been talking about them being around Greywater. We saw them on the road. Two males. One appeared to be of orc blood. The other one appeared to be human. They didn't seem to be interested in bothering us. So, I mean, we just passed them by along the road. He's like, all right, well, thanks for letting me know.
As I walk up, like,
Well,
sorry, I couldn't help but over here you said stone men.
Ah, the stone men. That's something else you'll find out about as you travel around. The stone men are. No one's really sure what they are, but they're called the Ovein. I will put that in the. It's spelled some kind of way, and
Are they called stonemen because they're made out of stone?
no, but they appear to be made out of stone. Where did I put the spelling of their? There we go. They appear to be made out of stone. There you go. Okay. Their skin, stone gray. They're cold to the touch. To the best of our knowledge, they're alive. They don't speak very rarely. Some folks say they are raised from the dead by the Asylum to help protect its secrets. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Are they dangerous?
They are dangerous.
yeah, if they have reason to be, and no one's exactly sure what the reason is. I mean, typically, you see them, they leave folk alone. They seem to just wander about. I wouldn't say aimlessly, but they wander about on whatever task is in their mind. Again, they speak rarely. I personally have never heard one speak. Hey, you boys and the other two captains are like, nope, never heard one speak. We know that they were normal people once. So you say. No, I know they were normal people. They were normal people once, but so welcome back, Seekers.
Thank you. Maystar, we'd like to arrange to be able to board the ship tomorrow and head with you to the city.
That's fantastic. We could definitely use the help, and I'm sure we could all use some other company aside from ourselves. So it'd be good to take you on. Yeah, just if you help load the ship in the morning, we'll take care of your passage. Absolutely.
Sure. We wanted to ask as well. We've heard stories and rumors and things about sailing, and
You'll be hearing plenty of those. Yeah.
you said something about not sailing west, and gave us some more some answers, but also some more questions.
He seems really uncomfortable, and he kind of looks at the others, and he's just like, maybe it's something we'll talk about tonight or on the boat.
That sounds fair. I don't mean to pry or make you uncomfortable. Just
No,
we don't know anything that's happening.
I know, I
to
understand, and I definitely... It's a story you should hear, being as your seekers yourselves. So yeah, no, I'll definitely we'll talk, to be sure. Perhaps we'll drink and talk. I'll
Sure.
probably need to.
What do you know about the winery in Elstad, the
Borealis Winery.
Borealis? Yes.
Ah, Borealis.
Good.
Good wine. Yeah, they're the second finest
Good people?
on both the islands. I mean, I guess I've never met any of the principals in the matter. But second best. He's like giving a glance to the dwarf. Second best spirits in all the isles. The dwarf's just like,
Who sells the best?
we do, of course. We've got the best.
I see. What's your specialty then? You said spirits. I assume it's not wine. Whiskey?
Yeah, we got whiskey. We've got dwarven ale. Not the kind of dwarven ale that there was here, back before I arrived, but good dwarven ale, the way it should be.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
From Sunder Hall. That's the finest. All of our spirits are the best, but our ale is definitely the best. We make an excellent. We also make an excellent spirit out of some of the cactus that we find in the Acheron Desert. Yes, good stuff.
Sounds good. Do we have some on board, or do we need?
Oh, I don't know, Maystar. Do you have any of the? You have any of that on board? Yeah, I've got a bottle or two.
Sounds good.
Make sure you share with them. I'm sure they'd like to. Yeah, you'll love it. But yeah, that Borealis Winery. Yeah, they're. It's all right if you can't get stuff from Sunder. Tasty,
good to know.
I guess.
Do you guys have any recommendations on things we should do before we leave the village?
They look at each other. It's like, nah. I mean, if you've got everything you need, I mean,
Seems we do.
yeah, get a good night's sleep. You'll be loading the boats in the morning, and you'll be loading my boat in the morning, and then and then we'll set sail.
Sure. I got nothing else, guys. Did I want to ask?
I've got nothing else either.
I'm good as well.
Cool. While we kind of walk away, what is it? Yela's gift.
Mm-hmm.
And just ask these two. Do you guys want to check out Yela's gift? See what that's all about? Seems like there's a lot of admiration for it.
We do have the time.
Okay.
Couldn't hurt.
Check out the weirwood. Bamboo.
I'd like to check it out too, but do you mind if we stop by Auntie Talia's before we go? Just so we can tell her that we've agreed, have we, to bring back Idlekind and maybe get some more information about how far into Yela's gift these bone savages are. Just so we're not surprised.
Sure. That sounds good. We'll let her know.
Cool.
So, head there.
All right, yeah, she's still sitting outside of her place. She is currently watching some little kids. They are shooting marbles. They have scratched a ring in the dirt, and she's just chuckling to herself as they're, shooting marbles. And she smiles and she nods again as you approach. Shoo, wee ones. The adults need to talk. Go on now. Go shoot your marbles elsewhere. The kids pick up their marbles and run.
I like that balance. And to say.
So,
You.
welcome back.
Thanks. So we've talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
and we will bring Idlekind back to you alive. Ish.
Oh, I surely hope you do. Yes, that would be fantastic. I have a special treat in mind for him. As I say, I hope you do. I've got a better feeling about you than the last Seekers I sent to Elisad to bring him back. I mean, you seem sincere.
Thanks. I try. Just we were gonna go check out Yayla's gift. Do you know about how far we would have to go in before we would run into the Bone Savages? Is it like a pretty far distance?
The Bone Savages don't usually come in too close towards the village. I'd say as long as you stay within a couple of miles of the village, you should probably be all right. I mean, there are wild animals out there, and Lord knows what else. I mean, but if the Bone Savages are probably the worst of the lot. So yeah, as long as you stay relatively close to the village, you should be all right.
All right.
Just
Anybody else need to?
keep your eyes open. Stay on the paths. I mean, it's no guarantee if you stay on the paths that you won't be attacked by some sort of beastie or something. I mean, there's boar out there. There are, things of that nature. But what you want to do is you'll want to follow all of the red paths. Will bring you back. We've marked them. The blue path will take you further north. You don't want to go too far. The yellow paths will take you to where we're currently cultivating. But on the other side, we mark the bamboo with ribbons to show you which way to go, so that new people don't get lost. Those who are just starting their work in there. But yeah, you follow red, it'll bring you right back.
See enough.
What was the yellow again?
The yellow takes you to where we're currently, the whatever area we're currently doing our cultivating and chopping of the bamboo, work sites and such.
Got it.
Blue will take you all the way north towards Elisad. I mean, eventually you'd meet up. You'd come out of the bamboo. You keep heading north, and you'd run into the road. But that's quite a walk. Quite a walk. And again, you don't want to wander too far away from the village. And but red will bring you back. You turn around, follow the red markers, and you'll be back.
All right. Well, thank you. I think we're gonna head out to check on her gift. if that's all right.
That's fine. Yep, just be careful. That is something I can warn you about. You know, just be careful.
Will do. And then I will head out towards this gift.
Lucian will follow.
Oh man, all right, cool. Yeah, so you guys walk out into Yela's gift. You're the only ones out there. It seems that everybody else in the village is they're busy dealing with trade and stuff. I don't know that I actually dropped you guys on any of these. That's when I found out I couldn't see anybody and I had to reset. I was trying to drop people on maps just so I didn't have to drop them later. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's nobody here. Oh wow, and there's still nobody there. Oh, what the fuck? Alright, can I copy and paste you off a different map? Is there something wrong with... Oh, you're gone again! You're all gone again! What the hell, roll 20?
It's rough out here, folks.
Technical difficulties.
Man, I don't want to... Well, I guess I'm going to have to clear my cache again. Let me just try refreshing and see what happens. Let me try to refresh a little. Man, roll 20, you got to get your shit together. This is why, like, people talking about things like fantasy grounds and shit. You want to get your shit together. Okay, let's clear my cache. If I bring you guys back, because you might be able to see yourselves. If I bring you back to this page here, can you see yourselves on there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah, I'm here
I can
twice.
see too.
Yeah, I tried dragging one of you to the... You could delete one of yourselves there, Bellamy. Let me clear my fucking cache. It won't take as long as it did before, though, I'm sure, because... I never clear my cache, so when I did it earlier, I mean, it was just like... Boom. Okay. Let's refresh. I might have to log back in when I do that. Yep. Brought to you by Roll20. Loading. So there's probably like a million of you on the map that I've been trying to drag you onto. You're probably there. Yeah, there you are there. You're back where I was expecting to see you here. Let's go back to that other map and see if there's a... Yeah, hopefully they fix this, whatever bad data. Yeah, there's like multiple versions of all of you on here now. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
So let me get rid of them, and then I'll move you over here. Okay. I don't know in what sort of order you would want to be walking. All right, you were just going to stop at Idlekind's house really quick while I scroll further. There we go. Okay.
Hey, I see me, and I just can't see any.
Oh, you can't see anything at all?
It's black, yeah. Other than my token.
That's another thing Roll20 has done, which is actually going to be a good thing, I think, once it's done, is they've updated their...
Dynamic lighting.
Yes. So I just got to make sure I've got my dynamic lighting set up the way I need it set up. Dynamic lighting on, daylight mode on, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, there's bamboo. Tons and tons of bamboo. There are lots of paths leading through the bamboo. And as Auntie Talitha had said, like, yeah, sure enough, like whenever you get to any sort of like cross section, there are there's like paint on the bamboo. Like blue seems to definitely be heading north. Yellow seems to be heading in all sorts of directions. And if you like take a look at the other side, sure enough, red seems to head back towards the village.
I guess walk forward just a little bit, check it out.
Yeah.
Too deep thing. And there was yellow, and that was where they're doing like most of their.
Yeah, like if you were to follow like some of the yellow, like I'd say, like how far out are you guys going to walk into the bamboo? How far out into the bamboo are you guys walking?
I'd probably go like right here in the middle.
Well, I mean, like as far as like in general, like miles and such, or yards, or.
I don't know if we'd probably heed the warning that once we go like a few miles or whatnot, it starts to get a little bit more dangerous, and you might run into some shit. So, probably, I don't know. I'd follow around, but mile, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So as you guys are like walking along and such, yeah. I mean, like after you get in like like 50 yards or so, like if you follow some of the yellow paths, like you do see areas where like the bamboo has been like totally cleared and there's new bamboo shoots growing. I don't really know how bamboo works. I just know it grows fast and people use it. I'm not an expert, but these people are. The people of Wallamire are definitely experts in bamboo. Yeah, so it seems that that's where they're like, this is where they do all their bamboo farming. And, I mean, it seems to grow like fairly naturally, aside from like, on the paths.
I might ask Bellamy to do like a detect magic.
Yeah.
Like Bellamy, is it possible to cast detect magic again to see if there's anything magical about the bamboo?
Sure. Who's in front of me, by the way? I can't see anything. My screen's black, but that's irrelevant. I just need to know who's in front of me.
Let me...
I guess Lucian will be in front of you.
You're in front?
Let me make sure...
Well, Rox is in front of me, and I'm behind Rox. And then I assume you're behind me.
I'm in the middle.
You should be able to see, I think.
I'll refresh and then come back. It's not important. I can still access my character sheet. But if at all possible, I will ask if I can move into the middle of the group. And then whoever is in front then, can I just cast Vigilant Blessing on them?
Yeah, absolutely. Do me a favor and spam that into the thank you. Yep.
And then I will ask them if they would like me to just cast it right away, or do we have to?
Say that again.
Is this urgent, or do we have 10 minutes?
I think we have time.
So, which one are you giving the advantage to? It's got to be one of them, because it ends.
Yeah, whoever is in front of all of us, whoever is up front, that person.
Okay.
I think it would be me.
Depending which way you're facing, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Rox, you'll have advantage on your.
I'll also start playing some music and give some bardic inspiration to both me and Rox.
Okay.
Okay. So I will ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay. All right. So you start casting your detect magic ritually.
Mm-hmm.
While she's doing that, Lucian would be looking around, investigating bamboo, investigating the area to see if there's anything like odd or unnatural about the area.
Yeah, give me a nature or investigation. Give me a blind roll, nature or investigation, whichever you're best at.
Exact same.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I would say whatever you did in your life before you woke up on that beach, it probably had nothing to do with bamboo, is what you're thinking at the moment. Because, I mean, everything just seems like bamboo.
Yep, these are some fine trees.
And you're playing while you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just kind of walking around, like playing your. What do you play? A lute or?
I have a little whistle flute that he carries around on his necklace that he like plays.
Okay. So you're walking around playing that. Rox, are you doing anything in particular when while Bellamy is casting and Lucian is doing his thing? Rox?
Oh, sorry. I had to get up for a second. What happened?
Oh, no worries. So Lucian is like playing his flute. He gave you both inspiration while he was doing that. And he was just inspecting the bamboo while he's playing his little whistle flute. Are you doing anything in particular while
I'd
Bellamy
probably
is
just
casting?
be... probably do the same thing. Just be looking around, seeing like... I don't know. Does this strike any memories in my brain? Or... I mean, I know that I'm a lizard folk, so... Judging by that, like, I'd probably spend some time in forests or jungles and whatnot.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay.
With advantage at the moment.
Advantage.
Yeah.
16.
So, I mean, nothing really rings a bell as far as like the bamboo and stuff goes.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear very faintly like a snort. And you immediately recognize the sound and scent of wild boars.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you look up, that is when they they squeal very loudly and start running towards you guys. Let me get them on the token layer.
Okay, so
I'm
then
trying something new, and it might look cool, it might not. But yeah, so if I get initiative from all of you.
That, and then I have an advantage on this.
Yes.
So...
Okay. Oh man, that's all kinds of broken.
Yeah, I was like, dang, this boar rolled really good.
Yeah, no, he did not. Okay, so the boar with a 14 really has a 3. Oh, the boar with a 31 definitely has a 20. So he did really nice. And the boar with a 23 really has a 12. Okay. I thought I fixed that. It might not have saved when I did. All right. Yeah, so you guys are not surprised because of the squealing and the grunting that happened like just before they started coming.
Mm-hmm.
Bellamy, you do stop casting. Well, I mean, it's up to you. You could continue to try to cast Detect Magic if you wanted to.
No.
Okay,
This is the time.
Yeah, I know. So I wanted to check out this new feature that the token marker does, where it's like animated and spinning. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see.
We'll see. It's definitely spinning. Okay. So this boar comes charging straight at you. Rocks. So it makes a charge, and it tries to hit you with its tusk.
Yeah.
It misses with a. Let me make its rolls public again. It misses with a 7. So, and it's just like squealing and angry. Lucian.
Lucian will pull out his hand crossbow and try it out. He's just gonna take a shot at the boy that just charged rocks.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. For 7 points of piercing damage. It cries out in pain. It's mad.
He'll just move back a little bit and then end his turn.
Okay. Rocks.
Yeah, I'll probably just swipe out with the short sword.
Okay, that hits.
6.
Yeah. You do 6 points of damage to this boar. It cries out in pain and is like it's still up. It's like it seems like it's relentless. You hit it really good too. It's like or whatever noise a boar makes. And but it still seems like it's up.
Wheel. Yeah. I'll use my cunning action then to disengage.
Mm-hmm.
And just move back 20-ish.
Okay.
And end of turn.
Okay. This boar comes running straight at Bellamy from out of the bamboo, and it attempts to hit her with a tusk. It does hit you with a tusk, and it was charging.
Dang it.
So, oh geez, you will take 7 slashing, and
At least we're level 2.
Yeah, and from the charge, you will take an additional 1d6 because it was charging, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
You took a total of 13 points of damage, and I need a strength saving throw, or you will be knocked prone. Oh, you are knocked prone.
Oh, no.
Rox, why did you run away?
I don't think that was my fault.
Okay, so
That was a total of 13, right? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Ugh.
Alright. Cool. Love that for myself. Mm-hmm.
This boar comes running down this way, and it is going to charge at Lucian. It's not going to be able to attack because it is dashing towards you, but it is there, and that will end that boar's turn. So this boar, there we go. This boar is really mad at Rocks. It charges at him. And it's going to try and tusk you. It does not. It completely does not. It like just digs its tusks into the dirt at your feet and looks silly doing it. Now it looks embarrassed. It kind of sits down and starts licking itself.
Lucian will he'll aim his crossbow at the boar that's attacking Bellamy.
Okay.
And he'll fire a bolt at it, and then
that will miss.
Alright, and then as a bonus action, he is going to Healing Word Bellamy, which, let's see here, gets 9 healing back.
Dope.
Thank you. My token isn't in the turn.
You are absolutely correct. It is not. Weird. I thought I saw it in there. I didn't delete it by accident, did I? Let me add you.
Oh yeah.
And then it's kind of reset because of the... Alright, so Bellamy, you can go, you can go twice.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, because I totally missed you and I did some serious damage on you. Yeah, no.
I still have a black screen, but I know one just attacked me. So can I toll the dead on one that's...
Yeah. I wonder if you have a black screen because I did impossible things to your... Let me see something really quick. But yeah, which one are you attacking? The one that attacked you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me change your night vision distance to 120 feet because that's like, that's realistic. And let me do it on the advanced as well. Because you can see forever.
Yes.
And so I had it set for 500 because I'm like, what are the odds I'm going to make a map that's more than 500 feet? And the answer is none. It's none. You know what? Let's try this too. Let's just turn off dynamic lighting on this page altogether.
Yay.
There we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, you are gonna toll the dead on the boar that's in front of you. Go ahead and
yeah.
Toll the dead.
What happened?
So I see.
That is
we need to get the...
Yeah, this boar completely fails its wisdom save. And I'll just need you to give me a, yeah.
I remembered how to do it.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Toll the Dead doesn't, like, add the attack on there.
It takes 1d12, right?
1d8 because it still has hit points.
It still has hit points.
Yeah.
Looking at the... Okay.
Hey!
Yeah, it takes 8 points of damage. So a bell rings, and the boar just, like, hollers, boar-like, squealing in pain. And then so the boar went, and then Lucian went, and then... Rox, did you go that second time yet?
I have not gone the second.
Okay, alright, so go ahead and go the second...
I'm kind of confused because I thought I would have killed it just based off the damage that was done, but I'm going to sweep out with the short sword again. Fuck.
Yeah, that will miss it.
When Lucian did inspiration, does that have anything to do with attack rolls?
Yes,
or
you can roll a d6 and add it to your attack roll. You both can do that. Yes, because you have a...
Oh.
Okay, but... Yeah.
Well... Alright, well, here we go, then. I will...
You missed with style and panache.
Yeah,
Unless you're gonna draw a card.
Huh?
Unless you're going to drop a card or something.
No. Won't drop a card, but I am going to use my bonus action. It says you can throw yourself into a vicious frenzy. As a bonus action, you can make a special attack with your bite.
Mm-hmm.
So I will make my bite here.
Okay. Yeah, you bite it.
For 4.
Oh, man, what does it look like when that happens?
Yeah, I think, like, as it, tried to charge me the second time, like, it kind of knocked me over a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, I swung out wildly with the sword and missed, and then maybe because I have, like, the scent was familiar, or something was, like, it just got me thinking, oh, I'm going to bite right here, and I bite it. Just kind of, like, bite and move it over so I'm on top of it, and then get up. boar blood dripping out of my jaw.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And then that will be... I think I'm going to move next. And then I'll end it.
Okay. All right, Bellamy.
I will toe the dead again.
Mm-hmm.
Or stabbed me. Not mine.
Ooh, it makes the saving throw that time.
What a wise boar.
It probably like crammed dirt in its ears or something after hearing it the first time, and it hurt it so badly. It was like, no, dirt.
All right. Well, that will be my turn.
Okay.
Or
All right. The boar, not being happy with what's happened to it, is going to try to slash at you with its tusks. It doesn't.
nope.
The surviving boar here is going to try to slash at Lucian with his tusks. And I believe that's hits.
Yep, that hits.
He slashes into you for 4 points of slashing damage. And ends his turn. Lucian.
Lucian will... You know what? He will mock this boar.
Okay. What do you say to this boar?
Alright. He says, "You're ugly and your mother never loved you." My screen just went black for some reason. I might have to restart my computer.
Damn, you rolled 20? And that's what? That's like a DC 15, right?
Yeah.
Because you're very charismatic, and that is a wisdom save. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to restart my computer, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Because the boar is just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got no mom.
Ouch.
It is not offended.
All right.
Box.
I'll just swipe out with a short sword again.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
Well, I think that hits.
Yep.
For 14.
Nice. It takes 14 points of damage. You're pretty sure you ran it right through, and it just looks really hurt and mad. It seems relentless.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to rotate over here so I'm quicker to help. And can't do anything. So end it there.
Okay, Bellamy.
I will go to my spells first. I will try something. I'll do the same thing, just cause.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So.
Oh, there should be like fight music. I got totally distracted by all these Roll20 problems. And it should be like
It's a
forest,
D12
right?
this time, right?
Yes, because it is wounded.
Okay.
Fight's almost over. Now we got some fight music.
If it fails the save, then it would be 6.
Yeah, let me give it a saving throw.
Nice.
Yeah, fails that one.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It rolls around in intense pain. Did I say this one was relentless yet? No, I had 3, so it wouldn't have been. It picks itself back up. It's staggering on its hooves, and it seems really relentless.
Okay. I will end my turn.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
No worries.
Welcome back.
Can you see?
I'm getting back on Roll20.
Okay.
Let's see if I.
It says you never left.
No, yeah.
Yeah, Roll20's... It's the heavy traffic. So this one, he's like really upset that you keep ringing bells at him. So he's going to try and tusk you. But the bells seem to have like completely disoriented him, and the fact that he's relentless. So he just kind of like stomps around and like thrashes his head in a circle, completely nowhere near you. It's embarrassing for him. And this last boar is not sure which one of these two fine young men he wants to attack. He is going to do one will be Rox, two will be Lucian. He is going to swipe at Lucian with his tusk and miss, thus ending his little boar turn. Bringing us back to you, Lucian.
Lucian, he will flurry with his rapier and try to take out this.
Yeah, that hits. What's it look like? He can only do that relentless trick once.
Lucian would wait right until like this boar is trying to like tusk him, and as he's tusking him, Lucian will thrust out his rapier and have him tusk himself into the rapier and just skewer himself.
Gotcha. Nice.
And it's his turn.
Rocks.
All right, well then I'll just scoot over and take that short sword attack.
Nice.
For all of that 13, 17, 18 points of damage. Oh man, so it was a crit and you killed it, so I definitely want to know what that looks like.
I think it's
there it goes.
It's like probably chop the head off.
Oh, nice.
I think that's a crit, right?
Yeah. Its head just like drops to the ground. The body just kind of like falls over and just starts twitching. Like maybe it would have run around if it hadn't wasted its relentlessness. But yeah, it's dead.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Oh man, let me stop the music.
Guess we're eating boar for dinner, guys.
Wildlife was a little bit closer than thought it would be.
Everyone all right? Any major injuries from anybody?
No.
Nope.
Thank you for the healing, though.
Can't have you dying just yet. Still need you.
That's nice.
Right? Okay, so I will say, maybe this time I will detect magic with a little bit more urgency, and I will just cast it
Sure.
straight out.
Give me 1 second, got a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I can have it on the sheet.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you cast detect magic. You detect magic from all of the magic items that you guys have so far acquired. Yep, and also the markings on the all of the markings on the trees on the bamboo are radiating some sort of abjuration magic.
The like colored marking?
Yep,
or...
the colored markings, yeah. They're radiating some sort of abjuration magic.
Alright, I will relay that information.
Someone's using magic to mark the trees. That would mean the witch, wouldn't it?
No, I think it's their god.
Well, can I go and look at one of the other bamboos that's not marked and see if there's like any markings on that?
One more time?
could I go and look at some of the other bamboo that don't have like colored markings? See if there's anything on those trees that would suggest that like
Gotcha.
all the bamboo is marked, or
Right.
just specific ones.
Just the ones that have the markings on them. The rest of the bamboo is free from magic.
Got it. It feels oddly specific for a god to mark random bamboo. Not saying it's not possible. I mean, it could be. My guess is that it's maybe someone from town, or maybe someone from in here, but I don't know that we know everybody to assume that it's just Auntie Talia who has magic and can do this, or could do this.
Makes sense. If it's just the ones that are marked, it would make sense that someone from town is marking them to help protect them, or I don't know what it's supposed to do. But
Go for it.
there's magic, more magic here than I would have thought. At least judging from the size of the town and the items in which they trade. Decent amount of power, I suppose.
True. I have a question. Would I know what the abjuration means? Like, I, Alexis, don't know what that means. But I'm assuming Bellamy does.
Yes, it is a protective sort of magic. Like abjuration is like stuff that like protects things.
Got it. Okay. So then I will say, we are like a mile, right?
Mm-hmm.
What could they be? Is the protection for the town to keep things from it? That can't be.
I think it might be more potentially that they are being protected from maybe being chopped down to keep the paths marked the way that they want them to.
That's
Very smart.
possible. Perhaps you should try attacking one of them and see what happens.
Be my guest.
You seem the stronger sword. I wouldn't be able to do much damage with these arms.
I knew that, but
While they do this, can Bellamy just take out her mace and hit one of the bamboos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you hit the bamboo. Go ahead and give me an attack roll with your mace on that. With advantage, because it's definitely not going anywhere. It's not trying to defend itself. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and roll your damage?
just explodes.
I don't know why
just
I
click
did
on
that.
the.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
word
yeah,
mace.
click on mace in the chat. Yeah.
I did. Oh, in the chat?
Yeah, in the chat. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah.
Wow. 4.
Yeah. So, where on the bamboo are you trying to hit it? Like,
Near the band of color, if at all possible. I don't know how far off the ground that would be, but if at all possible.
yeah,
in
it's
that
like
area.
it's like about like 4 feet off the ground. So you hit the bamboo.
Okay.
The bamboo cracks, and it like pieces of bamboo like come like splintering off and stuff. It's still standing, but it's like it's definitely damaged. But yeah, you definitely notice that the where it's been marked with paint or whatever it is they've used. You would have expected that to like have completely like wiped off like on your mace. It is all there, and none of it is on your mace. Like you'd expect like paint chips or something, but the paint is still there. Some of it is splintered, but it has not left the piece of bamboo that it's on.
Okay.
So it's probably just magical paints.
Could be. But if I get cursed from hitting this tree, I'm gonna be mad at y'all. And then I'll just stand there and wait for it. Like, I don't know what we are looking for, but I just want to, like, wait for something else to pop out because I know it's going to happen.
The bamboo is like, why did you hit me? Bamboo revenge?
I suppose we'll still have time to ask questions. It just seems weird that they would use magical paint for especially protection style magic.
It's just one of their cultural things.
Yeah.
It could be,
right.
but this town seems very good at keeping secrets, and I have a feeling that it's probably something more sinister than that.
It's possible. Well, we can further our investigation when we come back to town with what's
Fresh
his name?
boar.
Yeah, fresh boar.
Yeah.
With idle kind.
True. That will definitely earn us some answers from everyone. I guess we would head back.
Yeah.
Unless we want to continue looking around. I don't know.
No, he'd probably head back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you guys head back with the boars.
I mean, I'm definitely going to take the boar head back just because that was cool.
Yeah.
Lucian doesn't care. He's gonna leave them where they are.
We'll probably take at least one to eat, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys head back following the red marked bamboo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And carrying a boar and a boar's head. Is it from the same boar? Is it like the headless boar and the boar's head, or like a
I'll
full
probably
boar?
take one of the full boar.
The full boar and a boar's head. Okay.
I just
trophy
want the
is-
head.
Okay.
Yeah. That, sorry, phrasing. I will just take the boar's head that was on.
Okay. You bring the boar and the boar's head back. It's now like mid-afternoon. Like the trading is starting to wind down. People are starting to just relax and drink and see how well they've done, and they're starting to, like, shuffle things around. The town butcher, like, he sees you coming with the boar, like he was like chopping up some chicken that they were getting ready to grill, and he's just like, "Oh, you got boar. Would you like me to butcher that for you? I would love to butcher your boar for you. Did not know you were boar hunters."
Well, apparently we are, so... Would you like to buy this one?
Sure, I'll buy that boar from you.
How much do boars usually go for in this area?
This is a nice big one. I'll give you a gold piece for this boar.
What was that you cut out? Sorry.
A gold piece, a whole gold piece for this one.
A
It's
whole
big one.
gold piece.
A whole gold piece for this boar. Yes.
This is a pretty nasty boar. Look at how juicy and big it is. I'm sure we can get 2 gold for him. What do you say?
I mean, we did save your town last night, so, I mean, an extra gold is probably, like, good.
All right, I'll give you 2 gold for that. Sure. And he
All right.
seems like suddenly like ashamed and like, yeah, he just like he gives you like 1 gold and like 10 silver.
All right, I'll pocket the gold and silver.
I'm gonna butcher this up. I'll give you some of it as well to eat. We'll have it tonight with the rest of the food.
Good.
Yeah, and it seems like now that all of the trade is done, it seems like that everyone's just kind of like they're gonna have like a big outdoor kind of like, you know, evening meal. It's like the tables are being cleared of all the trade stuff, and like they're putting down like you know, cloths on the tables. They're hanging lanterns.
I will say to the guys, I don't know how soon you were planning to talk to the captain, but I have some words for the mayor. So if it's cool, I'd like to go talk to the mayor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's hanging out in the you know, in the village square. He's you know, he's directing the people hanging up the lanterns and preparing food.
Okay, so I don't know where Bellamy got like stabbed by the boar, but she's gonna like ham it up like a lot.
Okay.
Go to the mayor with the boar's head and be like, or say, this is why you all need guards or a militia or something. I almost died here, and I don't understand why you would do this to me. And I thought you all were really nice, and you're not. You hurt my feelings. And just like really ham it up. And just
While she's doing that, I'm gonna
it.
like a minor illusion, like a huge like bruise and like some blood slipping out of her wound.
Oh my God! You were slashed very badly. Quick, boy, go get Auntie Talitha. Get Auntie Talitha, please. Just someone bring her a chair. Bring her a chair. And someone runs over with a chair and like, you know, puts it down. They're trying to like ease you back into it. Please, off your feet, please. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is. Oh, the boar usually don't come unless they're attracted or very hungry. Oh boy. Auntie Talitha comes staggering over with her cane. She's just like, what? Oh no, you got slashed by the boar? Oh, it's terrible. Let me help you. And she's gonna cast.
When she comes, oh, go ahead.
Oh, she's gonna cast Cure Wounds on you.
Okay.
What's Cure Wounds? Is it like a 1d8 plus the modifier?
I think it's a D4.
I don't know. Regular cure healing words. Are
Cure Wounds is 1d8 plus 2. Or for me, it is.
She heals you
1d8 plus your spell.
Yeah. She heals you for 6 points.
So I'll be like, oh, thank you so much. I don't know what kind of like bones you used, but here's this boar's head. If you could do something with those.
Oh, well, I'm sure I can use it for certain. I can definitely make soup, and then I can use some of these bones for components and such, and for all sorts of things. Yes, thank you so much. Here, let me. And she reaches into her she's got like a little purse, and she pulls out like 5 silver pieces. She hands it to you.
I will not take those. I will say thank you, but your healing is payment enough. And then
Lucian will walk over and grab the coins from her. Thank you very much, and he'll slide back.
I will focus in on the mayor, and I will just like put on my most like disappointed voice and just say, I don't know why you all don't have a militia, trained fighters, anything, but to assume that it was okay to use us as cannon fodder or to slaughter us because for 1 month somebody from your town wouldn't have died. I don't think that's okay. had you asked, I can't speak for the guys, but I definitely would have helped. Sending people to their death isn't cool. It's not nice. And it's not the town that you all seem to portray that you want to be. It over time, you can learn to fight. Sending little kids, what was her name? Like Tabitha or Judith. Judith,
Yeah.
that's her name. Sending Judith to die is not okay. Sending anyone to die is not okay. Next time, if you don't want to get a militia or an army, try yourself. Just learn how to fight. Go out every day with the sword or your weapon of choice and do something. Because my life isn't yours to dictate whether I live or die. And then I'll just walk away.
He like looks completely ashamed. Maystar, like who was sitting talking with the other guys, he just stands up and he starts doing like the slow clap. He's just like, and the
Lucian will start clapping too.
yeah, like so all of the townspeople seem like twice as ashamed as they did before. A little bit of life has been taken out of the festivities.
Well,
But yeah, Maystar is just like, he's smiling. He's very impressed.
cool. Yeah, I'll just like go closest like porch or set of chairs and just stay there. I don't necessarily want to hear what he had to say back,
Okay.
but that's what I'll be doing.
I think he's probably too ashamed to say anything back. I don't think he said anything. I think he's just like, oh man, I've been schooled. Oh man. So, despite some of the fun being taken out of the feasting, I mean, it's mostly there for their guests who are the traders. So, the village folk kind of like suck up their shame a little bit, and they start like feeding the village and all these people who have come to trade. Maystar approaches you. He's just like, well spoken.
Thanks.
This place is weird. The people are kind of strange. I won't say you get used to it, because you probably won't. I'm still not used to everything that happens here, and I've been here 17 years now. So, but again, well spoken.
What do you mean you've been?
Hmm?
Like, you've been transporting goods for 17 years?
No, I've been on these islands for 17 years.
So you're a seeker as well?
I am. Where are you staying for the night? I understand the mayor and those villagers have opened their homes to you. But if you'd like, you could also you can sleep aboard the vessel.
Probably be best. I wouldn't want to sleep in that house again.
Yeah, it'd be hard to feel comfortable for sure.
Yeah, we can come aboard the Last Promise, and we'll drink some of those that cactus spirit that Domburi Deep Buckle seems to. It is quite good. We can drink some of that, and we can talk.
That sounds like a fine idea.
Let's do that.
All right. So people eat. After he's had his fill, they keep bringing like boar over to you guys, especially to Bellamy. They're just like, this is so good. Thank you so much. And here have some more boar if you'd like. We have boar. We have beans. We have chicken. Whatever you want.
Yeah, just kind of dig in, I guess.
And yeah, after you guys have dug in, unless there's anything else you want to do, like Maystar says, let's retire to the ship, and we'll have a drink, or five.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, so you guys board Maystar ship. It is called the Last Promise. I can actually, as long as like the tokens don't break again, I mean, I can even like show you his boat. Let's put you on a boat. What's gonna happen when I do this? You think it'll? Oh, there's Rox. There's Bellamy. Here's Lucian. That seems to work. Okay. Yeah, so this is what his boat looks like for the most part. Again, it's not like a really big boat, but it's good for hauling cargo up and down a river. He takes you into his cabin. It's kind of small. It's I can even move you all to the cabin. He sits you all down. He pours a glass of this this clearish looking liquid. He pours like maybe like 3 fingers into each glass. He's just like, just be careful. It's strong. Strong stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a seeker, just like you. 17 years ago. If you're ready for my tale. Drink up, drink up. Do any of you have any of your? I mean, you haven't been here long, but do any of you have any of your memories left? Any of your memories come back to you?
None for me so far. Do they come back?
Some things come back. I've heard rumors that some seekers have gained all of their memories. I've never met one. Some have gained a few. I'm one of them. I know that I come from a town called Sulward in the Lordship of the Isles. Does that sound familiar to any of you?
Sound familiar to any of us?
I would say probably not.
Yeah.
No.
17 years ago, I arrived here in the Asylum, as some of them call it. Not on the beach as many do, but in the middle of a forest. Started to find my way around. I didn't remember anything for the first 2 years, but then I remembered my first wife, Eula, and our 2 children. I had twin girls with her. Their names, I still can't remember, but I remember exactly what they looked like. Their black hair, their freckles, the cute as buttons, the both of them. I know that Eula either died or left me, and I remarried a woman who I remember nothing about. But when I look at this, and he holds up his hand, he's got a wedding band on. He's like, I know I love her. Eventually, I made my way to the city of Baelrin, on the north end of Galenor, across the Red Straits. I worked my way up in a small privateer's operation, eventually able to claim my own ship. And me and my men, some of whom were also seekers, eventually we set sail to find our way home, or at least get away from here. As I said, There are dangers out there. I mean, I've only sailed this far west. When you get out far enough, there are creatures beneath the waves. I had heard of them, and I don't know if any of you know what a shark is. There are some sharks down the south of the straits that are big as houses, nearly as big as my own ship. So we convinced one to follow us, mostly using chum, as we headed out towards the west. One of these guardians, as some call them, some just call them what they are, sea monsters. We saw the tentacles break the water, and well, the shark kept it busy. We were able to slip by. I mean, I make it sound like it was easy. It wasn't. It involved a lot of chum throwing, a lot of hard sailing, but this giant shark managed to keep the thing busy enough to let us pass. We were pleased that we were not chased any further. I don't know what happened to the beast or to the shark. And we set sail, heading due west. We sailed for 4 days. On the morning of the 5th day, we found that the sun did not rise. It was just still night. For a week, we sailed in this night. The sky is filled with stars. And the further we got, the more stars appeared in the sky until it was near the point. It was almost as bright as day. I mean, you know, you looked up, it was still black and full of stars, but I mean, you could, even if you had bad eyes, you'd be able to read by the starlight. It was beautiful in a strange and lonely way. My watchman in the crow's nest, eventually he reported that he saw what he thought was land. And as we moved closer, what we saw was a massive wall. It was black, but shimmering with color, as if it had trapped rainbows that were trying to escape. They just kind of glittered about. As we tried to approach further, there was a huge sound, a very loud blast of a horn of the like I have never heard. And there was a flash of light. And then the next thing I knew, daylight had returned. Most of the crew was missing. Some of them were dead on the deck, no visible cause. But my first mate, Ayla Miram, she was a drow woman who had been longing for a home in a place called Rasona. She was still there. But she had changed. Her skin was gray. She was cold to the touch, and she didn't look at me. She didn't say a word to me. She just stood there. I noticed that we were not far from the shore of the island here. And while my ship was sort of damaged, my I don't know exactly what had happened. The sails were in tatters, but full enough that I could set sail. I did what I could to make my way back to shore. Ayla didn't help. She just stood on the deck. When we pulled into port, Ayla just stepped off the ship. She made no glance back, and I've not seen her since. Those people, I sailed with them for 7 years, and they were like family to me. Many of them, as I said, were seekers. And I've gotten them lost, killed, or worse. So I've made up my mind that I'm not going to leave the island again until I can make it on my own. So I've been saving money, doing trading. In the Green Mountains to the northwest, there's a city called Cupra Latuno. Eventually, I plan to head there. Rumor is that they make fantastic machines, airships and such. They have the ability to automate most of the processes. So that's my plan. I'll leave alone, and should I meet my fate, so be it. Should I actually make it home, like many of the other seekers before me have said and promised and never come back, I'll try to find my way back to try and help others leave, but I won't put others at risk again until I know it's possible. To the best of my knowledge, no one has ever left and returned. They say some people may have made it and just never come back, but after my experience, I tend to find that that's unlikely at best. So here I am.
A lot to take
in.
That's a lot to take in.
Yeah. But I do have something for you. I mean, I don't expect you'll want to be... I mean, you'd be more than welcome. I mean, you took care of those boars. I don't know... you seem like you're capable of stuff. I don't think you'd want to spend the next few years just helping me haul lumber and crayfish, but you'd be welcome if you did, I think. You know, I've got a good feeling about you.
What's stopping you from finding this city that has these?
Money. You know, I'm still trying to save up enough money. One of these automated airships, I mean, they're dear, you know. Tens and tens of thousands of gold pieces just to purchase one. I haven't gotten that rich yet, but I'm saving my money. So let me give you this. I have a couple, and this is the least I can do. I'll move my player ribbon again past all of these maps here. And he unrolls this large piece of parchment that you'll need to zoom out of. It's not the most detailed map yet. I suspect it'll get filled in with more detail as things happen. But,
where are we technically? Down here?
You are here.
Okay.
If you zoom in far enough. The scale's not exactly out of character. Scale's
oh, yeah,
exactly.
if you do zoom in, you can see the...
Yeah, Wallamire, Greywater, Elisad. Scale's not perfect, but compared to my other maps, but this is it's good enough. Yeah. This is made from my own journeys and knowledge from other sailors, native and seekers alike. Hopefully, this will help you as you try to bless you. It's the whiskey. It's this dwarf cactus whiskey.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where you are.
Wow.
It's very useful. Thank you.
This is where I'm heading. The Green Mountain one day.
Seems like that would be the place that we should all head. Best chance of surviving and not fighting giant sharks and tentacle monsters.
Yeah, giant sharks down here, to the south of the Red Strait. These are the Sunder Mountains. I forgot to put the name on the map, but those are the Sunder Mountains. This is where our dwarf captain is from. And there's a bug in my room, and my dog is going nuts trying to get it. It's cute. Sorry to break the immersion. The desert that him and his folk live in. But yeah, as I said, I have another one, a couple other maps. It's not my best one, but it's my second best one.
I don't remember ever seeing any maps, but this is the best map I've ever seen. So there you go.
All right, I'm sure it'll be useful.
I want to say that I'm sorry about what happened to your crew members and friends. Do you mind if I ask you a question? If it's too painful to relive, I understand.
Go ahead. That's what this is for. And he pours you all another 3 fingers of this stuff, and he slugs his down and pours another one.
I'll slide mine to him and say, I don't drink, so you can have this one.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Your friend, Ayla.
Yes.
When you described her, you said that her skin turned gray and that it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
Did she turn into one of those stone men, people?
Yes.
She did?
Yeah. And I wouldn't say I've been searching for her. Not directly, not quite, not with what I know. But I keep my ears out, and when I hear of them, I tend to go looking. I mean, I don't know if there's any chance of her recognizing me or me bringing her back to any sort of semblance of her old self, but it's worth a try. That's why that guy whose name I forgot already, Reeve Odenell, the leader of the Greywater Caravan, he knows I like to hear. So he let me know that she wasn't one of those two before I overheard something from one of his other men. Didn't want to get my hopes up.
Well, I think it's noble that you look for her. I'd like to think that we all have someone looking for us. So if there's any chance that she can be returned to normal and go home as well, then I think it's worth it.
Thank you. I mean, it's the least I can do. I mean, they all knew what they were getting into when we tried to leave, but I was the captain, and I'm responsible. But and he's got like a tear kind of coming down, and he takes another shot of the whiskey, and
So you've been living here for 17 years.
17 years, yeah.
And then that means you must know a little bit about these lands. What can you tell us about them? Who is in charge here? Is there a kingdom in place, or a king of some sort, or some political system?
No. I mean, all of the places are pretty much self-governed. I mean, your larger cities, I mean, they tend to control larger regions. For instance, where I've been spending most of my time, when I was a privateer, Baelrin on the north end of the Eastern Island. That's about here, if I were to ping it on your map there. I mean, they control a large swath of the north end of Galenor, but I mean, it's just because they've got the numbers to do so. The dwarves in the Sunder Mountains, they pretty much control the desert, the wastelands on the other side of the Sunder Mountains. But yeah, no, I mean, they're just numbers of cities, towns, mostly towns, but like varying sizes and populations. No one seems to hold any of the old grudges I kind of remember from my world, which is nice. It's nice. There's no reason why people should fight just because they're different and green or orange or furry or bird people who can't really talk much but say what you say. And I'm sorry, I've been drinking a bit. Anyway, no, there's no kingdom per se.
No.
The city in the Green Mountain, I've never been there, but Cooper Latuno, it's supposed to be one of the larger cities. I hear they have fantastic machines. It's supposed to be a wonderful place. It's supposed to be all sorts of magic and awesome things happen there. And I suppose if there was any sort of seat of power, it might be that. I mean, everybody has ambitions to trade there. Everybody wants to go there, even to visit. Many of the seekers try to find their way there, hoping for the ability to head home or to find the answers they seek. I mean, as far as answers go, it seems to be more of a thing that just time and memory and just happens. There seems to be no device or potion or thing to spark a memory. I know Ayla tells me that she told me that she regained her memories of home when she saw an ogre helping a family of farmers put a wheel back on the axle of their wagon, and that sparked. That's when she remembered where she was from. She didn't have all of her memories, obviously, but that's what reminded her of home. That's what sparked that, and I knew. And he pokes his wedding band again. I knew that I loved someone the first day when I saw this. It could have just been jewelry. It could have been someone I didn't love that I was married to, but I knew I loved someone. Watching some children play one day, some street urchins out in the street. They were kicking a ball around, and that's what triggered the memory of my daughters. And
so memory can come from anywhere, basically.
Yeah, it's just something that seems that most of us seekers just eventually get back. Some of them never do. For instance, our friend back there, dwarf man. My fucking notes. Dumburi Deep Buckle. Yeah, Deep Buckle. I mean, He claims he remembers. He remembers nothing. And he claims he doesn't need to. He says we're home now, and we've been given a second chance at life, and make the most of it. Don't go off looking for yourself. All that you find is pain and misery. And maybe he's got a point, but I mean, I can't say for sure. I mean, it's just my memories, missing my children, missing a wife. I can't remember. I mean, they may be painful, but at the same time, I mean, they give me hope. It's it's a mixed bag of emotions. It's pain and love, and you gotta have a little love. I've got a lot. He even pours some more of this whiskey now. He's like, he seems to be really kind of opening up is painful.
Lucian will put a hand on his shoulder in condolences, and he'll ask, is there anywhere that is there any city or town where many of the Seekers congregate around?
No, not in particular. I mean, usually they start out where the closest population center to where they wound up. Just sort of like you wound up here, and these poor bastards with their cursed town, and so you're like, well, we're not staying here, but you've heard of El Asad, and so you plan to make your way there. And so some of the Seekers they congregate at a population center, but eventually, they go their separate ways, looking for whatever it is they're seeking. Whether it's memories or a way home, or just something to do in a new life. And naturally, of course, some of them will stay. They like the place well enough that they stay, but it's not like we form any sort of like factions or clubs per se. We tend to gravitate towards one another, shared life experience or shared lack of life experience, perhaps. My crew, like I said, many of them were Seekers, and we all have that in common. Some of them, the ones who were, I guess what you'd call native, I mean, they came for the chance to do something new. And he seems to be really sad again now. He's just like, it's like the possibility of some of these half worlds they've heard of, and wondrous lands that may or may not exist, and they've sense of adventure. They wanted to go, and
Well, perhaps one day we'll find a way off this island, and we'll take all the Seekers out.
That's the dream. That is the dream. I suppose I should turn in before I start to finish off this bottle and start blubbering more. It's good to talk about sometimes, though.
Yes.
Good to talk about.
And I suppose we should all head off back to our quarters and call it a night.
Yeah, you're welcome to sleep on the deck if that's your pleasure. Some folk do, especially on a nice night like this. But I've instructed the crew to give over their hammocks. Um, should you prefer a hammock? I mean, my crew they sleep wherever they can sleep wherever they need to sleep. I, on the other hand, not sure I can stand, so I think I'll be sleeping here in this chair. It won't be the first time. Sure, it won't be the last.
We thank you, Captain.
Thank
And
you.
Lucian will get up and then head out.
He pours
Yeah,
himself
same.
another couple. Yeah, as you guys are leaving, he pours himself another couple of fingers. This dwarf tequila he's drinking. Oh man, is there anything else you guys would like to do this evening? I mean, things in the town are pretty much like in the village are pretty much like settling down. Like folks are cleaning up. All of the traders are, either heading back to their ships or just kind of like propping up, like putting like sacks underneath their heads and just like sleeping out in the square.
Lucian probably wouldn't have anything else to do. He'd just call it a night and go to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I might stay up a little bit and just have conversations with the crew, but nothing like overly specific needed talking.
Okay. Yeah. So Bellamy, what are you doing?
Bellamy will find somewhere out in the open that's a little bit more needed, just for, like her nightly prayers and rituals, clericy stuff.
Okay. All right, Rox. While you're just hanging out, like as you're talking with approaching the crew and talking and stuff, there's a few dwarves on board the ship talking with Maystar's crew,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Yeah, Omi, you saw that too, right? I know you weren't far behind us. That storm 2 nights ago, that storm was something, and the way." The lightning, the way it hit the obelisk is just kaboom, kaboom. It was like I'll tell you, I soiled myself not once but twice watching the lightning strike the obelisk, and it's not even like it was like they're so nearby. But man, that thing is just those things are creepy, and the way the lightning was hitting, and Captain Deepbuckle, he's like. He's like, no, no, no. He's you think that lightning's coming from the sky and hitting the obelisk there. It's not. It's coming from the obelisk and hitting the sky. And I'm just like, how can you tell? It's so... The flashes are just so bright and so fast. But I don't know. He's a weird one. But man, that was crazy. It's creepy. Don't like passing by those obelisks when things happen, even that far away. So you're a lizard folk.
I am, yeah.
That's awesome. I haven't seen a lizard folk in quite a while. You guys make some of the greatest stews. By which he looks like completely shocked and embarrassed now. He's like, by which I mean like you prepare them. I spent a year in a logging camp with there was a lizard folk chef. He is fantastic. He made some good food.
Thank you. I wish I remembered what you do.
I just hang out on the boat and push things around. I find odd jobs where I can.
Seems like there is a lot of work can be done on this island.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of work to be done. This, you know. I mean, I'm not a seeker. I was born here, so I mean, you know, what else am I gonna do? It's like, you know, you look for work. Midal is an adventurer. He is off, you know. Oh, I'm gonna fight, you know, the monsters that, you know, steal the children from their beds at night. You know, I was a little boy when he would tell me this, and you know, I never had the aptitude for. Bless you. I never had the aptitude for adventure, and so I mean, but I like to work. I'm not, you know, dwarves. We're handy. But I didn't want to stick around, you know, stone carving and doing other gem diggings. So you know, yeah, I traveled about quite a bit. Yeah.
Good. I'm happy that you've had the opportunity to do some more of what you want rather than what you're born into.
Yeah.
I probably I want to talk about the obelisk,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like there's been so much that I think Rock should have to digest before taking in another really big thing and digesting it. So he might try and talk to this guy more maybe when they're sailing.
Sure.
But he might he probably just have a small conversation, nothing too specific or anything.
Yeah, so you guys have like a cool conversation.
Yeah, probably more about just growing up on the island.
Yeah.
What that was like for him. And
yeah, he seems like he had a troubled, conflicted, but happy childhood. Like, you know, it's like his, family wanted him to be an adventurer, but they were still proud of him, even though, he was just like, nah, I just want to go work in a logging camp. Bellamy, as you're doing your prayers and rituals, you do feel like your God's presence. It doesn't seem as close as you think it used to be, but it's there.
Okay. All right.
And unless anyone has something specific else they wanted to do, this is probably a good place to stop for the night.
Sounds good.
yeah, nothing too specific.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. A lot of fun.
Yeah,
You got to fight boars.
Yeah.
Knew a lot of new information to figure out.
Yeah. Got a cool new map.
Yeah, yep, the new map. Which, as I say, will be filled out slowly as things progress. I mean, I was just like, I don't have time to do this whole thing.
Yeah.
There's also the fancier map. But I really like this parchment map. And again, this was Incarnate. So let me plug them, man, because Incarnate does some good stuff. They have I cloned the map of the islands, the nice detailed map, and I set it to parchment style and just started parchment icons, and wow, nice stuff. They have really come a long way.
They've added so much, really recently too.
Yeah. So everybody should check that out. Incarnate.com. Like if you're into making your maps, Incarnate. Incarnate.com. And Dungeon Fog. Unless I not forget dungeonfog.com, which is where I make most of my battle maps. Is also really good. And then the sounds, when I remember to set it so that people in the stream can hear it too, all the sound is from Sirenscape. So check them out as well. They've got They've got the nifty web player app so that you can hear all the sounds. Players can log in their own things and hear the sounds and control the volume. Or they also have the regular Sirenscape app is just something like if you're playing at a table, you can just you set it up and just play the sound so everybody can hear. It's great stuff. Does anyone have anything they would like to plug or add or whatever?
Well, I guess on Mondays, typically Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, Sundays, I actually have a podcast that comes out. We're only really doing Mondays. Coronavirus and everything, so catch that. Anything that you listen to podcasts on is called Native Podcasts. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let me
I can send you all the info later. It's not a big.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
if you want to throw it.
Yeah, if I made you because I know it's it's not a quick email address because it's on Podbean, right? And
yeah, it's on Podbean. I mean, it's on Google Music, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. It's on Stitcher, Spotify.
Man, it's called The Neighbors Podcast. Check it out.
Yeah, it's fun. We on this last Monday's episode we did with me and a buddy. We played it's all just audio, so there's no camera yet. We played Candyland, and then we played that Speak Out game where you have to put that plastic piece in your mouth and say weird sentences. So we just had fun. That's what we do. We usually shoot the shit. Fun.
Here is the latest episode. Boop. On a short thing, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and here's the here's the Twitter.
There it is.
Yep, and you can follow him at Bacon50.
Yeah. That's it.
Lexi, Phil, anything you guys want to plug or talk about or shout out?
Mm-hmm. Not for me.
Me either, unfortunately.
Okay. Tomorrow night, if all goes well, we will be having a special session of Orphans and Owlbears, since some of us were sick on Sunday. Thursday is Legends of the Borderlands. Friday nothing, but Saturday should be Shrouds of Antonine, I hope. We had to cancel Saturday because of, illness. People are getting sick all over the place. I'm sick right now. I'm sick. But I don't care. But yeah, people have been getting sick, so we've been canceling for illness. I don't think anyone's got COVID, but people just been getting sick. And other things crop up, so. But yeah, just follow me here or follow me at Dharma Bob on the Twitter, and I'll let you know when these games are happening. Yeah, but that's it then. Everybody have a good night. Thank you guys so much for playing. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really digging this campaign. This is going to be good.
I'm excited for what happens.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Night.